channel. So today's video is going to be a keto Q&A. I'm going to be answering some of the most asked questions that I get on Instagram about the keto diet. If you're not following me on Instagram, don't forget to do that. It's at the Black Butterfly, just like my YouTube name. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. I hope that this video will be helpful to someone out there who's interested in trying keto and just wants to know a bit more about how it works and everything like that. But just a little disclaimer, I am in no way a health care professional. This is just what's worked for me. If you do decide to try this, that is at your own risk. However, I have had a lot of good experiences with keto and good results, and I've been able to lose 85 pounds as a result in the last almost 10 months. So it's been very good to me. So let's get into the questions that you guys are burning to hear. So the first question I have is, how do you up your fat intake with keto? So if you don't know much about keto, keto is 75% fat, 20% protein, and 5% carbohydrates. So that's kind of what your macro breakdown is going to look like. So a lot of it is from fats, as you can see. So I like to get my fats from healthy sources. So for me, that looks like nuts, avocado, oils like avocado oil, coconut oil, olive oil, and olives are a really good source too. Mayonnaise as well, things like that. You can also get fats from dairy, so like cream cheese, cottage cheese, like just dairy in general. Dairy to me just boils down to cheese. I try to reduce my intake of cheese just because I find that when I have a lot of cheese, I'm bloated, I'm constipated, I have acne. So I feel like a lot of the population is allergic to cheese. Not cheese, but dairy in general. I am lactose intolerant, but I allow myself to have a small amount, just like cream in my coffee. But yeah, those are really good sources to get more fat into your diet. Butter is also a good one as well. Another question I got is, do I use urine strips to test ketosis? So if you've been following me on Instagram, you know that in the beginning I did use urine strips to test for ketosis. However, from the research that I've read, that's only really useful in the beginning of your journey, because what those urine strips pick up is being depleted from your body. But the longer that you are, fat adapted on keto, it can't find those trace amounts in your body, so it no longer really works. So I no longer do that. The best practice is to use like the blood monitors, but they are really expensive, so it's not really cost friendly for most people. I've done that and I think it's really good, but honestly, for the most part, I don't really test for ketosis. I know that, for the average person, you usually get into ketosis between 3 days to 7 days. I usually get into ketosis within 3 days. I just know how my body feels when I'm in ketosis. But also, fasting is a really great way to get into ketosis faster, because your body is depleting, all the glucose and glycogen stores in your body, so it just converts to fat, and then you're in ketosis quicker. So usually doing like a 24 to 48-hour fast, you get into ketosis like that. So this kind of goes with the last question that was asked, which is, why do I fast? So I fast because, one, I generally love how I feel when I fast. I do fasted cardio when I'm fasting, and I just feel like I have this mental clarity, and I have really high energy and everything like that. So it is something that I've done for the past 10 months. So I do 16 hours usually, so 16 hours fasted with an 8-hour window, but sometimes I do 18, 6, or 20 and 4. So basically, when you're fasting, your body starts to deplete all the glycogen and glucose to fuel your body. When you don't have any more of that left, then it starts using fat for fuel. So you're just like a fat burning machine. And then with ketosis, your body is already using fat as your energy, right? So you're just a fat burning machine at this point. So I think the two together, it just really increases that fat burning state that your body is in, and you lose weight quicker. So that is why I intermittent fast. I know people who don't even do keto and just intermittent fast with a regular standard American diet, and they lose weight. Not in the way that I have, but they do lose significant amounts of weight because intermittent fasting works, period. it's an amazing tool and I would recommend it to anybody. When you are starting off, I would start with like low amounts and kind of work your way up till you get to a time that works for you and that you feel comfortable fasting for. Okay, so the next question I got is, how do you start keto? So for me, I kind of started keto cold turkey. I just kind of decided that, you know, I wanted to have a healthier lifestyle and stuff like that. And I did some research on it and I decided, okay, I think this is what's going to work for me. Basically, I learned about keto and I knew that it was a, you know, low carb, high fat diet. So based on the foods that I was able to eat, I felt like, oh, keto could work for me because it's like, I can still kind of eat cheap things, but I'm losing weight. So like one of my favorite meals on keto is a taco bowl. So I'll have like sour cream cheese, salsa, you know, ground beef and all that. And it's like I'm having a taco, but without the bread. So that's what kind of allured me to keto, is that like it felt like I was cheating, but I wasn't. So that's kind of how I started keto. I just, you know, researched everything in one day. Next day I started and I've never looked back. Okay, so the next question is, do I follow a meal plan? So no, I don't follow a meal plan. I know there are a ton of meal plans out there that people are selling on YouTube and Instagram and stuff like that. And I definitely saw them when I was beginning my journey. However, I just really wasn't willing to spend that money on doing that because again, like I feel like all this information is on YouTube and on Google, which is free. So I like that. I'm a student. We like to be cheap. So I just kind of did my research and I Googled like keto grocery list to kind of see like, okay, like what are the proteins I can eat? What are the fats I can eat? What are the carbs I can eat? And then based on that, I kind of just like put my meals together. So one thing that I eat all the time, which is super easy to make, is tuna with cucumbers. And cucumbers are really low carb food, so you can have like so many of them. And then, you know, tuna is relatively lower protein than most meats, and then mayonnaise adds the fat. So there you go. I have my fats, my carbs, and my proteins. So that's just like one easy example of a really easy meal that you can make on keto, and it's fast, it's inexpensive, and it's easy. Okay, so the next question I have is, how do you lose weight without loose skin? Guys, I'm going to tell you, if you are losing usually 50 pounds or more, it's kind of like unavoidable that you're not going to have loose skin. Like I have loose skin on my arms, I have it on my legs, I have it on my boobs, and my stomach. I couldn't really help it. I just feel like because I had been overweight for so long, my body had just like stretched a lot to accommodate, right? So now that I've lost all this weight, my skin is loose because of all that stretching. So yeah, it sucks, but you know, I would rather have loose skin than be where I was before. And I really try to do everything that they say to do to avoid loose skin, which is like, you know, losing your weight over a healthy amount of time, taking collagen, you know, using weight training in the beginning of your journey. But I did all of that and I still had loose skin. So I don't really think that, you know, they are effective to some degree, but also to some degree, like it's kind of inevitable. But, you know, I do love where I am right now and I'm grateful for this journey. And so if I have to deal with a little bit of loose skin, like I'm going to deal with a bit of loose skin. But don't feel like you don't want to do this journey because of loose skin. Think about your health. Think about, you know, like if you're a parent or something like that, think about like your kids and things like that, and use those as motivators. Like I just wanted to be in a place where I felt good about myself and, you know, my self-esteem was good, which it's much better now. So I'm okay with having loose skin. So the next question is, how do I stay motivated? So I stay motivated just kind of by thinking about like where I started and where I am now. I think it's really important in keeping you going. So when I started, I just kind of thought of things on like a day-to-day basis, month to month, week to week. And yeah, that's how I kept myself motivated. I just thought about like, okay, I'm doing so good right now, but like imagine in 3 months, like how much money I could make, how much weight I could lose. And I also was really motivated by other people's journeys who were doing the same thing as me. Like they really inspired me and I wanted to be like them. Not like them in the sense that like I wanted to wear their skin, but like, you know, I wanted to have the same level of weight loss success that they had had. So, yeah, that was what really kind of motivated me and kept me going. But also, I have amazing friends and family who, have really motivated me this whole journey and kept me going and supported me and loved me. And honestly, I could not have done this without them. And I'm very grateful for them. And they continue to support me. And so I think it's really important to, have people around you who are rooting for you. So the next question is, how do you get into a workout routine? So when I first started keto, I didn't go to the gym for the first like 2.5 months. I just kind of decided one day that I was ready. And when I went, it was like small goals. I told myself I would go to the gym twice a week. And those 2 times a week, I would just, walk on the treadmill for 20 minutes. And then when I got comfortable with that, I ran on the treadmill for 20 minutes. And then I started incorporating weights and things like that. And the next thing you know, I'm in the gym 4 to 5 times a week. And it's like something that I really enjoy. So I think getting into a workout routine is just kind of doing what's comfortable for you and then like building up on that. And so like if going to a gym is not really comfortable or financially a thing that you can do, walking around your neighborhood and then start jogging and then start running, like you just have to do what works for you. And honestly, it's all about getting your body moving. If you get your body moving 30 minutes a day in conjunction with healthy eating, you're gonna see some type of loss. This is kind of like 2 questions in one, but it's, do you count calories and how many carbs do you eat in a day? So yes and no, I count calories. So in the beginning of my journey, I Googled what was called a TDEE calculator. Don't ask me what those letters stand for. I don't really remember, but basically I think it was like based on my weight and height. It told me how many calories I needed to eat to maintain my weight at that time when I was 260 pounds. And it told me how many I needed to eat to like in a caloric deficit to lose weight. So for me, that was 1,700 calories to lose weight. So I allow myself to eat up to 1,700 calories a day. I'm gonna be honest with you, most days I don't eat up to 1,700 calories a day. I think in the last 3 months, I probably ate that much in like maybe 3 or 4 times. I skip breakfast most of the time because even before keto, I wasn't really a breakfast person. So I eat twice a day. Because I eat twice a day, I probably only eat anywhere from 800 to 1,000 calories in a day. And yes, that seems really little, and people will say, oh my God, like you're starving yourself and blah, blah, blah. But like I'm eating like whole foods, like I'm eating vegetables and like meat and stuff. Like I'm never hungry. So if I was eating that low and I was hungry, then I would say, yeah, there's a problem, but I'm not hungry. I'm full. So that's what works for me. Based on your height and your weight, your numbers are going to be different than mine. So don't feel like you need to go with my numbers, go with what works for you. So I actually forgot to answer the last part of that question, which was how many carbs do I eat? So I eat 20 net carbs. So if you don't know how net carbs works, it's basically carbohydrates minus fiber. So for example, a standard avocado has 7 grams of carbs and like 5 grams of fiber. So 7 take away 5 equals 2. So that means the avocado is 2 net carbs that you can eat off of like your carb allowance, which for me is 20. So that's how I do mine. So the golden rule really is that if you eat anywhere from 20 to 50 grams of carbs, you're going to be in a state of ketosis. It's just like 20 grams is guaranteed. So that is why I did 20. But you have to do what really feels good for you and your body. Like if you do 20 and you're hungry and you're miserable, then 20 doesn't work for you. Try 30. Like do what's good. I just told myself I wanted to lose weight and I wanted it to be gone now. And so I did 20 and 20 worked for me. So I don't even eat up to 20. Sometimes I only eat 15. So the next question is, how do I deal with cravings? I'm gonna be honest, I don't really have cravings like that. I think because I intermittent fast, that's why I kind of like curb that craving feeling, because I have this like sort of discipline. And so, yeah, I don't really crave things, but on occasion I do crave things, and when I do, I have dark chocolate, which is really good for keto. You want to have anywhere from 85% to 100, so I usually have 90% dark chocolate. I'll have it with a couple of strawberries. So berries can be good fruits that you can have on keto, because for the most part you can't really have fruits on keto because the sugar will spike your insulin, which is going to kick you out of ketosis. But you can have like 2 or 3 strawberries and you're fine. So I'll have like strawberries with chocolate, I'll have nuts, I'll have cheese, I'll have like cucumbers or like salami. Those are kind of the things that I will snack on. So still really keto foods, but like healthier alternatives to, like, you know, when I'm eating like a standard American diet and I'm eating like chips and cookies and things like that. Okay, so my last question is, how do you adjust to keto, and is it easy? So adjusting to keto, it can be easy, it can be hard. I think that this is really dependent on the person. For me, I think that it was easy because I had the type of mindset that, you know, I really wanted to change my eating habits, my weight, and everything like that. So I was really determined, and so for me, it was easy to adjust, because even when I felt like, oh my God, like I want a piece of bread, I want rice, like I just told myself, okay, it's not like you can never have these things. Like one day down the line, you can eat these things in moderation. Let's think about right now. So in that case, so for me, it was easy, but for other people, it can be very hard. I think it's all about your mindset, to be honest, with adjusting to keto. You just have to think about like your main goal, and you know how much you really want it. That's really what it boils down to, how much you really want it. If you want it, you will work towards it, and adjusting will be easy. If you're not really ready to make that change, then it's going to be much harder, because like you're not really 100% in it. So I think that's really important. Thank you so much for tuning into my video. I hope I was able to answer any questions you had about keto. If there's anything I didn't answer and you'd like to know, please leave a question in the comment box and I'll be sure to get back to you. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video to your friends if it was, you know, helpful in some way. And I will see you on my next video. Bye for now.